Hello everyone and welcome to our new segment, Photobook of the Month, with exploretravelphoto.com. The photobook of this month is Before They Pass Away by Jimmy Nelson. So guys, just before we delve into the pages of this magnificent book, I just wanted to give you a little bit of backstory about the project itself. So Jimmy Nelson has actually been travelling for as long as he can remember, and he began travelling because his father was involved in a large sort of oil company, which allowed him to go with his dad to many countries. And he said that by the time he was about 7 or 8, he had visited more countries than people normally do in a lifetime, which is pretty amazing. Although he first started sort of independently travelling when he was a young man, he travelled from one side of Tibet to the other, which I can relate because I went to Nepal, which is fairly similar to Tibet, not too far away either. He said that it was there in Tibet where he realised that this is what he wanted to do with his life. He wanted to sort of travel and photograph, and he said that this is where Before They Pass Away actually started, because he was visiting these sort of people and he wanted to document them. He wanted to sort of make them immortal in a sense and not allow them to be forgotten. The project itself was started in around 2009, and every single photograph that I believe, or at least most of the photographs in this amazing book, were actually shot on a 50-year-old camera, an old 4x5 large format camera actually. And if you look at the cover you can actually see that. It's very detailed, that you can only really get with large format photography. So that's pretty cool. He photographed around 35 indigenous tribes, I believe, and all of them feature within this book. So let's delve right in. Before I sort of show you the pages of the book and move my camera, I just wanted to read a passage to you. This is really cool actually. This side is in English and this side is in German, and basically this is an introduction by Mark Blaze, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's basically just an introduction about the book and about Jimmy Nelson himself. And there's just a line in here that I want to read because I feel it sort of sums the project up for me, or at least it did for me when I began reading this. Just need to find it, bear with me. Here it is. Tribal people can teach modern man about the values of hope, optimism and courage, solidarity and friendship. I just thought it was pretty cool, and I thought that summed the book up really well. So, without further ado, let's delve straight into the book. So just before we go forward, I wanted to go back really quickly to this guy right here, on the cover, who I believe is a member of the Maasai tribe. Please someone correct me if my pronunciation is quite far off. But this photograph I believe was taken in Northern Africa, and I think it's a really beautiful cover photo, and I think he did a really good job, Jimmy Nelson, picking this cover photo. So let's delve into the book. So there's this introduction I was talking about. This is really cool actually. This is a map of all the countries. Sorry, got the focus wrong. Oh yeah. This is a map of all the countries that Jimmy Nelson visited, and it's got the names of all the tribes that he photographed, which is really cool. So this takes us to our first tribe that he's photographed, and this is the Kazakhs. Again, please someone please someone correct me if my pronunciation is wrong. Something else that's really interesting is that upon each page with the tribal information, you get this little map, and you get the sort of red dot which shows where the actual tribe is from, which I thought was really sort of innovative. So here we have, it says the origin of the tribe, it's got their traditions, their beliefs, their daily life and their diet. And it's got this for each individual tribe. But the first thing that sort of struck me when I was looking through this book myself, once I bought it in Amsterdam, was just the quality of these prints. I mean, they really are quite astounding. But that's what you get with large format. And I think I'm going to consider sort of shooting some of my own stuff on large format for my third year degree, just because it's so clear and so beautiful. So this was the Kazakhs. Also, the design of this book is very interesting. You can always tell if a book has been designed well, just because it sort of has a lot of variation. So this is them. I believe they use eagles to hunt with, which is pretty cool. But the reason I selected this book as Photobook of the Month is just the sheer quality of the images, really, and the sort of interesting story behind each tribe, and the interesting story behind Jimmy Nelson himself. I mean, look at that landscape, it's just really amazing. And if we zoom in here, we can see the actual Kazakhs on the ice, on their horses. Again, the quality is just amazing. This takes us to our next tribe, the Himba tribe. Hopefully that one I haven't cocked up too badly in the pronunciation. Ooh, can't really show you that one for too long, as it contains quite a lot of nudity. But if we just look at this landscape, look how stark that is. It's really amazing. Next page is nudity. Look at that. It's just amazing. Jimmy Nelson actually did this in 3 years, which I think is pretty brilliant for the amount of work that's in here and the amount of tribes that he's connected with. Now, I'm not going to show you every single tribe in here, but let's just have a quick flick through, just to really show you the design and everything else. And I really recommend that you go out and buy this book if you're interested in documentary photography, or if you're interested in photography in general. It's just really a brilliant book to own. I think I picked up for around €60, which really isn't bad. Because on the trip my tutor said he went around the corner, and then just after I bought this book, which was the last one in stock, and he said it was selling for around €120 in a shop around the corner, which I thought was quite a bargain, really. I got it for 60. I just think it's really interesting to study the images and study these people. This is another sort of northern tribe. Really very cold. I think they originate in Russia. So we're just going to have a little flick through, just really quick. I think this book consists of around 304 pages, so you really do get your money's worth. I mean, even if you are paying sort of almost £100 nudity, even if you are sort of paying almost around £100 or €100, it really is worth it. From a photographer's point of view anyway. Even from sort of a graphic design point of view, as I said, the design in this book is really fabulous. More nudity. Look at that, double page spread, really beautiful. But yeah, as I said, a lot of these photographs are shot on a old sort of 4x5 large format camera. It's around 50 years old, which is pretty amazing really, considering the sort of quality. If you look at the quality of these prints. Just have another little flick through. It's really interesting reading about each tribe's beliefs as well, and their diet, and what their daily lives consist of, and also where they originate. It's just a really excellent book, and yeah, I recommend you go out and buy it. Makes a brilliant addition to anyone's collection, anyone's photo book collection, or anyone's book collection really. It's a very interesting book by a very brilliant photographer. Okay everyone, so this has been the first segment of Photo Book of the Month, and that has been Before They Pass Away by Jimmy Nelson.